Whoa! What is up, everybody? We are back with Kyle. Finally, I'm just kidding. We're back with Ron, Aaron Forbes, somebody that I spent some time with at Villanova for a long time. Been training here for a while. I've grown really close, become one of my close buddies. Yeah. I'm sad to see him leave this weekend.
Yeah.
Heading out?
Yep.
Where are you going?
We're heading out to Iowa, going to play for the Barnstormers in the IFL.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I have to adapt to that kind of area, but it's going to be fun, It's a business trip, so.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Experience some different shit.
Exactly.
We kind of roll right into that, just to kind of set the table for the podcast and what we're going to be getting into. Why don't you give people a little bit of background about, where you're from, born, raised, and...
Well, I'm born and raised in New York. I'm from Newburgh, New York. It's a little 45 minutes upstate from the city.
Shout out JG.
Yeah, shout out to Justin Guy. That's my boy. Known him since I was like 6. So, yeah, I'm more from a urban community and spent time there. Played football my whole life. Was always an athlete. I just have fun with athletics, and that's probably why I am still pursuing it to this day. It's not really about the success to me right now, but it's more about I love doing just love playing football, love doing what I do. So why stop now? Especially this is the only time I'm gonna get to do it while I'm young. So
how's the body holding up?
It's awesome, honestly. Yeah, I don't ache or anything. Obviously, you get sore after lifting, but I don't have any body aches or nothing.
I never experienced it playing football. I played football for 2 or 3 years, like junior high, but I was a lineman. I barely played. I sucked up straight up. But for you, like as a running back, running through the hole, I think it's super interesting because people always say it feels like we're getting into a car crash.
Yeah.
However many times during the game you carry the football.
Yeah.
You got to wake up like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I feel like it depends on how you play. And I was in college. I was a big downhill runner. Because I put a little more weight on.
You're a little bit bigger.
So, put a little more weight on. So I'm not really I know some people who collision with their dome. Like I'm not really big into that. I collision with my shoulder. I always did. I don't know why. I think I may have been when I was younger. I was scared to even hit my head. And honestly, it probably benefited me to this day.
So there's different styles of the way people take hits or lead with their contact.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. Then that's something that I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
A big reason I stopped playing was just because the constant on my shoulder for baseball, but to hear that there's people with different styles of the way they choose to get hit.
Exactly. Some people don't care. Like, they'll just be like, I'm leading with my crown because I like seeing what I hit. But honestly, I dip my shoulder down and I'm good. I think that's the perfect way to take the contact.
You run almost like from what I've seen when I got to watch you play. You run a lot lighter than you are.
Yeah.
Like you don't run like a 220-pound running back.
Yeah.
Like, you don't run like you're vertical, obviously. You vert.
Yeah.
But you're much lighter on your feet and do a lot more stuff side to side.
Yeah. I always wanted to be well versed, and honestly, I had like the wide receivers. They'd always get extra work in at Villanova, and one of the closest ones you're close to him too, Taurus.
TP.
Whenever him or Quaddy would go or Rashawn would go and get extra work in, I was like, I need to go with them because they've got light feet. They are fast, real light feet. Like I need to work on that. So why be one-dimensional? I was real good at downhill running, but I wanted to be better and look lighter. So yeah, that was honestly something I would always constantly work on while I was there.
Yeah, because you're a thick dude, especially for a running back. But like I said, because from my view, when the ball is in your hands and it's in TPs, drastically different body structure, but you almost look the same if you took the numbers off by the way you move.
Exactly, yeah. But obviously, in college, he was faster than me. Now
TP's washed now.
Now I'm blowing him out the water. But in college, he was way faster. But I just didn't want to look like the heavy, sloppy, running back that didn't know how to move. I never really liked doing that.
But the funny thing about TP is he's not even training for nothing anymore. This shit where you guys would come in all summer and he would move more weight than one of you guys in a workout and you'd be like, "Tough." What's up? He's like, I'm not even training for nothing.
Yeah. No, but that's what you gotta love about TP because that's how he pushes you. That's like his motivation. That's honestly just him showing love. So honestly, I give like a big credit to TP in my upper body strength development.
Get your bench right.
Yeah, he got my bench right because he's always been like extremely strong in the bench, and I don't know where he got it from, but he just naturally does that.
Different genetics, different people.
Exactly, but he just like was like, Aaron, why are you only doing 255 right now? Like, you are strong enough to do 285. I'd be like, I don't know if he's like, no, put 285 on the bar, and I'd hit it, and I'd just be surprised. So he'd just push me.
He's one of those people that always bring out the best. And you can tell there's a big difference in the atmosphere and the energy during a training session when he's there. As much as shit talk is just what it is, just shit talk, but shit talk's a really good motivator.
Exactly.
And like the way himself and other people can do it, it gets to you, not like a negative thing under your skin, but to the point like, I better move this weight.
Exactly.
You know you're going to be hearing that shit for like a week.
Exactly. Honestly, that's just how he motivates. If he doesn't say anything to you, that means he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's the way he motivates is the way he talks some shit, and it's either you're gonna respond to it or you're gonna crumble to it. You gotta step up.
And you're almost like, I want to say, not the polar opposite from a personality, but the way you go about your business, right? So you are big. I mean, half the time you're in here by yourself. There's barely any music on, but you're still training just as hard as you would if those other guys were in here. Is that just part of your personality, or is that kind of how you just go about your business?
I think that's like kind of how I go about my business. It's kind of part of your personality. It has to be kind of, but I feel like there's a point where you can't have someone train with you every day. So is your excuse going to be, oh, I don't have anyone to train with me, so I'm not going to put up the numbers that I can today just because no one's with me? Like, I can't make that excuse. In my opinion, it's like a whack excuse. So I honestly just try to push myself hard as hell. And I have this like stigma where I feel like there's other people like in the country doing what I'm doing, probably working out a little harder. So I always try to like do a little extra, put a little more effort in. So yeah.
All right, so let's take that back to when you were just young Kyle, or young Aaron. Did you always love training? So coming up, did you know it was going to be football, and did you love training for it?
So no, I didn't know it was going to be football at first. I thought it was going to be baseball.
No shit.
Baseball I was very, very good at. Until like 9th grade, I started losing vision, and I didn't know I couldn't hit the ball, and I was like, what the hell's going on with me? Because I was good. I was on travel teams. Like,
what position?
I played center field and pitched. Yeah, because I just threw really hard. Yeah, center field. Yeah, but eventually, I figured out that I needed glasses, and I was like, it's either baseball and football, or I could just focus on football and go run track, which translates directly over to the field. So I decided to give up on baseball, and then when I went to football, it was in 9th grade. I went to football and track.
You ever regret stopping?
Regret stopping baseball?
Yeah.
I regret not doing like 1 year in high school.
Yeah.
I should have just given it 1 year just to see what's up, but I don't really regret it. I feel like football is what I was more in love with.
And I guess where you got back, it'd be hard to say.
Exactly.
You regret it. You probably miss it a little bit.
Exactly. You miss like competitive baseball. Like I could go get 9 guys and play around on a baseball field, but I missed the competitive baseball and like how technical that game was. I liked that game.
It's crazy how like you like the competition, but you shied away from playing me and work in 2-on-2 basketball because you were scared.
Shied away. You guys knew that problem. You guys did not want that problem.
I was talking shit until you guys were actually trying to schedule a game.
Yeah. You guys were
in all honesty, though, we would score a point. TP was saying we wouldn't score 1 point. You saw my form.
I'm serious. I swear to you, I do not think that you guys would have scored a point. Against me and Torres.
A single point.
Not a single point. Because Rurik can't dribble. Rurik can't dribble. You can't dribble. How are you guys going to get the ball to the basket? No. That doesn't.
Dude, do you know how insulting it is to say we wouldn't score a point in a game to 21?
Yes. It's insulting, but you have to deal with the truth sometimes. You know, the truth hurts.
We were going to, if we scored 1 point, what did TP have to pack a lip? And if you shut us out, we had to shut the gym down for the day in TP recognition day.
I was about to say, you had to do it TP.
I was like, oh shit! I was ready to do it until that.
You were stressed about that.
It'd be all over social media.
Yeah, you would never heard the end of that ever. So that was
That's
fun.
a friendly competition.
Hell yeah.
We'll get it in sometime. When you're like retired, not fast, and can like jump through the building, we'll get into it then.
Oh my god, we probably still kill you guys.
We don't train. I mean, we just go up and down. Really, you guys are jumping around and shit.
Yeah. Oh god.
But so talk to me a little bit about your high school football career. So you decided it was going to be football.
Yeah.
At that point, did you say I want to go play college football?
Yeah.
And then eventual goal is to play professional.
I always wanted to play college sports. So I think at like 12, I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna try to get a scholarship because school is a little too expensive now. And my freshman year, I played JV the whole regular season, and our varsity team was real good. So they moved me up to varsity, like their postseason. Not postseason, their playoff.
Were you a bigger, freshman, or were you?
I was like the average size, and I was not bigger than any of those 10th graders on JV. So I honestly just did well. Like I was just very good, and our varsity coach, Coach Bianco, just saw like potential. So yeah, he moved me up, and I didn't play like in the playoffs, obviously, but it was just for the experience, for the ride, to see what good football is. And we had a lot of good leaders on that team. We had a kid named Anthony DeBose. He was because we ran a wing T, so he was like the star running back that year. He actually, you would think that he was in 9th grade as well, and you would think that he would have shut me out because I was another 9th grader getting moved up, but he helped me a lot and helped me develop my strength a lot. And Mike Myers, we had a D lineman named Mike Myers. We called him Big Mike. He went to UConn. He was our senior captain that year, and he was really nice too, and he helped me a lot too. So I had a lot of guys just putting me in a backpack, just carrying me along, just helping me. And 10th grade, I ended up starting on defense, playing corner. And that's when I went from 165 or 175 my freshman year, I'm not really like sure, to like 200 pounds my sophomore year. Yeah, like 200 pounds.
That was the year.
It was like I just was in the weight room a lot, and I was still running track. Like I was still fast, but I was just in the weight room a lot with the football team, like getting after it.
Would you say that was the big jump year? That was like, all right, yeah, this is going to be a real thing.
Yeah, huge jump year. And my coach, the head coach Bill Bianco, he took me and Anthony DeBose to a Nike Spark training that year, and I did okay. But there were some kids there that I was like, wow, like these guys are freaks. So I was like, I need to put in work. So that's why I hit that jump. I started lifting harder. I started going harder in track. I used to go in my backyard and set up cone drills and just do it by myself. So, because I wanted to be good. I don't like doing anything like being mediocre. I wanted to be good. So then my junior year, I got moved. I started on offense, and he didn't let me start on defense. And the rest is history after that, like. Junior year, I didn't have like an extremely good year. I rushed for.
Was that your recruitment year, or was it more so your senior year?
My junior year started the recruitment year. Like I hit my junior season, then the spring, college coaches were coming for the other running back because he's been starting since freshman year. So they'd come for him, hear about me, have a conversation with me, and then invite me to their camps, their recruiting camps. And I went to like 12 recruiting camps that summer, and that's what really got my name out there. I went to Villanova's, I went to Rutgers, like Syracuse. I went to a whole bunch of them.
Walk me through that process. So as you're going through, so you weren't recruited. You start the recruitment process, but you probably until your senior season is when it's the big time. So how did that all play out? Did you have a list like your junior year that you really liked interest back? It's like, let's see how he does and make an offer at the end, or was it kind of you were going into your senior year with nothing?
I was going into my senior year with one offer, and they made the offer in August. Lafayette College.
Yep.
I ended up going to their camp too, but all of my offers came from schools that they wouldn't have offered me if I didn't go to those camps. Those camps were like my big, like show out and coming out party, So, those I definitely went into senior year with barely anything. Like senior year was the make or break year for me, and after my senior season we went to state championship, and a lot of coaches told me that was the reason why they offered me a scholarship instead of someone else, because we went to state championship. And went to state championship, and I think like a week before Christmas, I got like 4 offers. Villanova was first, Maine, New Hampshire, then West Point.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was like
So you got to UNH, where I'm from.
Yeah, I almost went. I actually went on a visit. The UNH is a freaking nice place.
Yeah, I live like 5 minutes from there.
Really?
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it was too cold for me.
So Maine was just out of the question.
Yeah,
then.
Maine was like my last choice. Like it was too cold.
Dude,
bro.
winter starts up there in like September.
Exactly.
Oh, you when we played up there, you know.
Yes, it was literally October and like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't deal with that every year, 4 years.
They do. I went to baseball camps there when I was in high school, and like if I saw when it was in October, I'm like, nah, no way, dude.
Especially baseball,
dude.
Oh my god.
I feel like baseball might be just a little worse in the cold. Like football, once the juices are going, well, you gotta stand in center field, freezing, and then make a break on the ball. It's like hamstring. Then like you're standing in the batter's box.
Bare hand.
Every time you hit the ball, it
yeah.
fucking sucks. No. Yeah, I hate. Dude, I was the biggest bitch, and I'm from New Hampshire. When they came to playing sports in the cold, golf, baseball, even football, I fucking hated it, dude. I was doing like tons of layers on. When I got to college, I had to, no matter the temperature, play in short sleeves because it was just like a mindset.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna be cold with 15 on. I just need to try to not be a bitch, like try to overcompensate, like little dick syndrome. Essentially, I was like, I'm gonna beat the dude in t-shirts. It's like all strength coaches in t-shirts in football games.
They're insane though. But exactly, that's a mental thing.
It is.
I don't know where you go mentally for that, to be honest. So you guys got it. I don't know where you go mentally.
To a different spot,
especially strength coaches, because they don't do anything during the games. They
back.
stand there and tell people to stay back, and that's
which
it.
never works either. By the way, it's like, why even have anyone there?
Yeah, literally.
That's the worst job ever. By the way,
just telling you guys to stay back.
Because you guys, no one listens, and it's not anyone's fault. It's not like you're not trying to, but you're watching a fucking football game. You're getting hyped up, and there's a first down, so you're getting closer to the field.
Exactly, and it's like your brother's out there, so you really want to like get in there,
and you got to stay by your position coach, wait for them to call you in, so you're like kind of right there. It never fucking works.
It never worked. I don't understand even. Yeah, it definitely didn't.
We would get fucking screamed at.
Did you guys get yelled at?
Oh yeah, man, all the time for not having a back. Cox wouldn't yell at us because he knew that it was just but some of the position coaches and stuff, which that's our only job. But.
So
what was you had those 4 schools? I know one came in late. Why'd you pick Nova?
So I knew I wanted to do something with finance, like money, accounting, finance, economics, something, in that field. And I was always raised with like a big educational background.
I was gonna say, with those lists of schools, you must have been a very good student in high school.
Yeah, I was a very good student in high school.
Did you always take it seriously? Did that come from within, or was that something pushed down from your parents?
Parents, like my parents were always on me. My parents on my freshman year, because they wanted to send me to boarding school for high school. My high school coach basically persuaded them and like talked to them to
please don't send him away.
Yeah, to not send me there. I was gonna go to a boarding school called Hotchkiss in like Massachusetts or Connecticut or something like that. And my parents were like, if your grades drop below a 90, I am pulling you out of school, because our school is rough. It's not in a nice neighborhood. But I love it. I think that it was a perfect school for me. Perfect school for anyone, honestly.
That's what people don't get, and I know it's probably different at the Bamas and that level, but at that, especially at the 1A, there's a lot of Villanova is a very high education school, and it's not one of those big schools where there's enough stuff going on where. In order for you to get a scholarship, you still have to get good grades in high school.
100%.
Which the people would be like, oh, he got some people. They get in there because they're a football player. Yeah. Not at schools like that.
Yeah.
Really, the whole conference.
Honestly, other than maybe like JMU.
Yeah.
Richmond.
Oh, yeah, maybe not the whole conference, right? Like Lehigh.
Yeah, Lafayette. Just schools like that. Colgate, like schools like that. Those are big education schools. So Villanova was definitely, it was Villanova, West Point for the first month, and then
West Point would have been home games for you.
Yeah, literally, it's 20 minutes from my house, right down the road.
Dude, you would have played with my boy. My buddy, he was a tackle there.
Oh,
actually,
really?
He graduated in 2012. So.
Oh yeah,
you're a lot younger.
Yeah, I'm a lot younger. I'm like 3 years. Yeah. 3 years behind him. Yeah, but West Point, because it's just education, and you're set. after you graduate from West Point.
Yeah.
Like, everything's good. You have no worries about anything. So, but then Vanderbilt offered me like a week before signing day, and there was a point where I was about to go. Like I was going to go
after you had committed to
already
Nova?
committed to Villanova. I didn't sign the paper, so wasn't set in stone. But I was about to leave for an official visit, and I called the coaches. I called the Villanova coaches. I called my recruiting coach, Tony Tristiani. Coach Talley ended up calling me, and Coach Talley I never got a phone call from Coach Talley other than that day. And they called, just telling me if you leave, like we're gonna have to offer someone else just in case you leave. And I was like, okay. And honestly, at that point, I really didn't care.
Did they know about your offer? Is that why?
Yeah, I told them I didn't want to just sneak off and go do it, and then they'd see me at a picture of Vanderbilt, and then they just take away the scholarship anyway. So I told them the truth. I called Tony Tristiani, and yeah, he was there. Coach Tristiani understood, but he was like, "You understand that if you leave and go on this official visit, like we're gonna offer another guy, and if they offer another guy, there's gonna be a guy who doesn't really have any scholarships, so he's gonna take it as soon as possible." But I didn't end up going because my mother. Me and my mother are very close. So while we were getting ready to go to the airport, like the flight was booked. Like we were good.
Oh, shit.
The same day. They called me on Friday, and they had a flight set for me at Stewart Airport, which is 10 minutes down the road from my house, on that Friday afternoon, like set for me to go. And we were ready to go, and my mom just started crying just because me and her are so close. We're like best friends. So she was like, she didn't know if she could handle me being that far. It's a plane ride. It's no drive, So I decided to not go and stay with Villanova, and I think that was honestly the best choice I made.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, hindsight, it's always easy to say you made the right or wrong decision when you're looking back at it in hindsight, but you have a feeling, and it seems like you went with your gut there.
Exactly.
I mean, because I would say for a lot of people like yourself, like if you've been eyeing up big-time college football, is Vandy SEC? Yeah, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, that had to be the really right fit that you were in already for you not to go.
Exactly.
But it also shows how much of a mama's boy you are.
Exactly.
Don't worry, it's all good. I can see the soft side in it, but I think that's awesome to hear, right? It's just something that a lot of people can take away from this. Is I call people sweatsuit commits, right? Mm-hmm. So people will go commit to what just looks better on your sweatsuit you're wearing home for Thanksgiving break when you see your friends for the first time.
Exactly.
Right, so people see an SEC logo, well, you might have not touched the ball ever.
Exactly.
Or you can go somewhere, contribute right away. That's an overall better fit, but it's a different logo on the sweatsuit when you get home.
Exactly.
So going with what's a better fit for you all around.
Exactly, and a lot of people didn't like. I had a lot of people like, "Oh my God, you're so crazy! Like, why would you not commit to Vanderbilt?" You have to think about it. Vanderbilt offered me a week before signing day. And
did they see you late, or was it kind of they went down their list of people that didn't commit?
I have no idea how they did it, but I literally had no communication with them before, and then they just called me and offered me. So that's like just throwing out a scholarship to the next best person. Like, they're not really recruiting me. They weren't really looking at me. They're just like, oh, this kid is good, and we have an extra scholarship, so we're going to give it to him. Like,
and he'll come
because it's Vanderbilt. Like, they didn't really want me, Villanova actually was interested, so I definitely made the right choice.
Hell yeah, I think that's like I said, when you think about overall fit, and like some people don't think about like distance from home, can your family be there? Can you drive home on the weekend to do laundry if you want? Like, that goes into a part of a fit of making a 4-year investment in yourself and a commitment, like, and for the people that believe in you from the beginning.
Exactly.
And that's I think it's a testament to your character, which obviously I've known you for a while. It's never in question, but it just shows a lot of the maturity that you had at a young age. It's fucking, were you 17?
Yeah, I was 17. I graduated at 17.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a major life decision that you're mature enough to be able to actually have the conversation. But so usually anybody, I would say, that plays at that level, probably the best person on your high school team, probably the best person in your conference or division for the most part. What was it like when you that first day you get to Nova?
The first day I got to Nova, it was like a slap in the face. Like, wake up, like, you were really good, in New York and you were really good in your conference, but these guys are all you, and they've been here for 3, 4, maybe 5 years. Like, I walked in, saw Austin Calitro. No, did not redshirt. Walked in, saw Austin Calitro and Tano and Reggie.
The big
and
dogs.
Brandon Hittner, and then Brad Seaton. Like, those guys are big boys. And then
what year were they when you got there? Are you and Hitt in the same?
Hittner is a year older.
Yeah,
a year older. So, like, Tano and Reggie was a senior. Tano was a redshirt senior or redshirt junior. I don't know.
You were a sophomore when I was there.
Yeah, exactly. So Tano was in his senior year, my sophomore year. But that was just like, wow, like, these guys are men, and I felt like a boy.
Yeah,
I felt like a boy amongst men. And I was like, okay, I gotta, like, straighten up.
And so when you get there, are you buried on the depth?
Yeah, 100%. There's, like, and especially me, I wasn't the most highly recruited running back out of us. The highest recruited running back was DeAndre Pollard. Yeah. He got an offer.
Whose division who did he play against, or the same high school? And they would, like, flip-flop for, like, records every fucking game.
Jarrett McClinton. Yeah, they both of them highly recruited. They got offered from Villanova, like, junior year, and I think they committed, like, the end of their junior year. So they were set for a year. You know, I didn't get given an offer till after my senior year, so I wasn't really high on the depth chart at all. But we had a coach. Coach Ola that was his first year being a running back coach.
Ola's a man.
Yeah, that's a guy. He was not about that whole hierarchy, like, recruiting, like, high school thing. He was like, whoever performs better now will get the spot now, and he stood by that. So, but none of the freshmen running backs saw time on the field, any of us, until, like, I forgot who got hurt first. I think it may have been Goodzak.
Goody.
Yeah,
Goody. He's a Jersey guy.
Yeah, big Jersey guy, Tom's River. Yeah, he got hurt, and then we moved up the depth chart, moved up more, and then eventually Gary Underwood was by himself, like, on the depth chart, and I was the second string because everyone else got hurt.
Yeah.
And I just had to fit in, you know. So yeah.
That was your freshman year.
Yeah.
When you got there, did you use it as a chip on your shoulder or motivation, or did it take a minute to register that I'm not the guy anymore? I got to figure. I mean, some people when they get there, they're just going to be like, "Well, I'm not the guy," and they shy away from it, and they never end up panning out.
Exactly.
Like, did you use that for motivation?
It wasn't even a motivation thing. I'm more of a process information and just try to get as good as you can at that time. I'm not like some dudes, like, they're like, oh, I'm not the guy, and then it takes away from their play. Yeah. If I'm not the guy, I'm gonna go to the guy and learn whatever that guy knows to be better than him, perfect what he does, because I'm definitely gonna do something better than him, but he's better at something else that makes him the guy. So Bills was really good at catching the ball, yards after catching the ball, and pass blocking. He could pass block with the best of them. So that's literally what I learned all of my freshman year. Going into sophomore year, learned it. And that's how I got most of my playing time. The first game against Pitt, my sophomore year, I was the only one who was pass blocking, really. Like, that's the only time I would play, was pass pro. And then they'd give me some run plays. And then by the third game is when they actually just was like, your production is actually a lot higher than the other running backs. And I say that now because
this is your sophomore
year. Yeah,
this is when I was there.
Yeah, you were there. I got the starting spot because Coach Ola one day, like, freaked out. I don't know what happened, what made him, like, get upset, but he freaked out one day and brought out a second laptop with all our numbers, like production, like yards per carry, and I think I averaged like 10 yards a carry in like 3 games, and the other guys didn't average as much. They averaged like 4. And he was like, there's proof in the numbers. He's like, why would I not start the sophomore? And he pass blocks better than you guys anyway. That was one thing I was real confident about. I knew I pass block better than anybody.
That's an awesome thing. People have different, like, opinions on it when it comes to, all right, if you know you're good at something, do you just master that, perfect it, and you're one-dimensional? Or you know you're good when you get the ball in your hands, you find a hole and go and get vertical. Get vert. Or you identified areas that the person ahead of you was better than you at, and you learned them, and you studied them, and you just try to make yourself well-rounded to the point where They need me on first down.
Yep.
They want me on second and short. They need me on third and long for pass to catch the ball. They need me on pass pro. So make yourself irreplaceable, essentially.
Yeah. Literally, I just picked up things that everyone was good at. That like Javon White was one of the fastest running backs I've ever seen in my life. He's so fast, and his outside zone, he would stretch it and penetrate. He was perfect at that. I just anything that anyone did better than me, I would just try to get. Like Goodzak was very good lateral. His lateral movement was impeccable. I would see something he did, I would try to probably mimic exactly what he did. Sometimes it doesn't work because he was a lot lighter than me too.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just got to pick up things, you know. Some people are a little too prideful.
Are you in the minority when it comes to that, where you're more of a student of the game and you think others more rely on their natural ability and just do?
Big time. Big time. I'm a big student of the game. Like, I learned a lot of the stuff that I can do now. Like, I think that it's more of again, it's a pride thing. Like, some people are like, I'm good and I'm going to master what I'm good at. I'm like, I just need to pick stuff up.
I noticed that with you, and even when you were at Nova, right? So you, especially here, come in, and you tell me, you can self-identify because clearly you're a student of the game and a student of your game.
Yeah.
I need to work on this for these next 3 months.
Yes.
I'm comfortable here. I need to get a little better here. Really need to work on here.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah.
Get a lot of people that come in, especially at school or in the weight room. What are we doing? All right, we're going to squat 225. They don't even know how to rack 225 because they've just been told put those 2 plates on, right? Because they've never really self-identified of what they need to do.
Exactly.
And that's how you make that jump and
to the next level. You got to make that jump to the next level. You have to be able to self-analyze, and you have to be able to self-critique. And I feel like growing up, my mother was my critic. Like she wasn't a football mom. They're both from Jamaica, both my parents. So they're soccer and track. They learned football and literally would critique me on the smallest things in high school. And I think that was perfect for me because now I critique myself and I make sure even if I do well in something, there's other things I know I need to improve on, you know?
When you can self-analyze in anything, even in the aspect of just life overall, work and family, when you can self-identify, self-reflect, really do it, you open up a whole nother world of opportunities.
Exactly.
Because if you were short-sighted or blind-sighted on the fact that nothing's your problem, you're the best at what you can do, you don't give yourself the opportunity to get better at other things or fix a situation that's your fault. If you're fucking bad at reading the hole, finding the hole, and you don't think, if you can't feel that you suck at it or know that you suck at it, you're not going to be able to fix it.
You can't fix it. You can't fix something that you don't think you can fix.
It's like a big thing, like coaching baseball, what we would do. I'd be like, do you feel this adjustment do you feel you doing it wrong?
Exactly.
If they say no, I'm like,
there's nothing you can do at that point.
It.
Yeah, you can't fix it at that point because if you're not feeling it, you're not going to be able to fix it.
That comes with maturity, and that's what I was going back to. You're very mature for your age. Even now to this, I mean, you're still young. How old are you?
23.
Yeah, 23. Shit. I thought you were older than that.
Yeah.
You're still very young, so it's a very mature thing. A lot of people don't pick that up till later on. If you can do that then, I mean, that's very, very impressive. When you were going through, so get the job sophomore year, talk to me about a little bit of the training piece of it that you give some people into insight of what it's like a day in the college football player with training and practices and everything.
Yeah, the it's like rigorous. That's a strict schedule, you know. So literally, because sophomore year I was good and I knew I was gonna play, but I would still lift with. There was a developmental lift, and then there was a starters lift, and then there was like the middle guys. I was in the middle guys. The middle guys would lift like right before meetings, literally. The developmental would lift before.
6 a.m. no music, dude. I remember.
Yeah, that was like I did not want to be in developmental, so I would probably wake up around 6 a.m., 6:15. 6:30 if you're trying to really stretch it. Really stretch it. And probably 6:15, get up, walk to the field, get dressed, have to go into the weight room with with the juice, because Coach Cox and his freaking partners would not have it. If you guys were walking in mopey, he would make you walk back outside in the freezing cold. He did not care about any of that.
He didn't care about really anything besides getting you guys better.
Literally. he said anything to get you guys better, he was willing to do.
Yeah, he didn't care who he pissed off, who hated him. He's like, "Did you get better?"
Yeah, did not care. If he did his job right, he didn't care. And he did his job perfectly. So, but yeah, we'd get there, lift for an hour. Then meetings were at probably 8:00 till 9. Practice will start at 9:15 till what, like 11:30, 11:45, and then we'd have class. And we would have class
film at night.
Exactly. And we have class till whatever time you could fit it in. Usually it's from like 12 to maybe 4:30, or 5. Some people have night classes. But if you really wanted to be good, you have to watch film and do it by yourself. You didn't have to do it with a coach. You do it by yourself, maybe 30 minutes to an hour extra film.
I just burped when I tried to talk. That was one of the interesting pieces of learning thing for me, was that we practiced at 9:15 in the morning. I always assume everyone would do class in the morning to 2, practice 3 to 6.
No.
Middle at 9 a.m.
Yep. Practice in the morning. It was funky. I liked it though. I think that was good.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good idea. A lot of schools, a lot of programs still do afternoon practices.
Yeah, that's just, I guess I'm coming from Division III and then high school, essentially get done your work stuff, then you have the rest of the day for it. That breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you guys go fucking all day.
Yeah.
6 a.m. to 8. Really minimal downtime. People don't see that.
Yeah, no, people don't know that. Yeah, they see, oh, you're D1. Oh, you got a scholarship. Oh, must be so nice.
You got a snack bar in your gym. Must be nice. Well, yeah, we need it.
Yeah, yeah, and especially if you really want, people always think about the bare minimum, but there's people who go above and beyond, like Taurus Phillips, Ed Shockley. They were in the film room all the time, all of the time. Calitro and Tano were in the gym all the time doing extra lifts. They would do extra lift, extra film, get class work done, go to class, do regular film with the coach, practice. That is a lot of stuff to do in one day.
And then day after day after day.
Yes, literally 5 days a week. You'd only get 2 days off in a week.
Yeah, you guys you have to be locked in a different breed to do that, which, again, I don't think a lot of people see. I think that's why a lot of, obviously, employers, they want to hire athletes.
Yes.
You're structured, your schedule, you're used to being busy.
And you're disciplined.
Yeah.
You're if you don't wake up at 6 a.m. to get to work at 7, then you're going to have a consequence. It's a physical consequence rather than losing your job, but it's still a consequence. You're just
get an hour on the Jacob's ladder.
I'm not going to lie, I'd rather lose my job.
I think I would too at this point, dude. I couldn't do it. I would die.
Or the vice versa climber. Remember that crap?
An hour
that
straight.
Was trash. While everyone else is lifting around you.
That's I would rather just maybe be homeless at that point.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You guys had a lot of opportunities about stuff that you created for yourselves and made the best of.
Yeah.
What taking that into, obviously it grew every year, sophomore, junior, senior. You got more into the rhythm. It was kind of built into you. Clearly it's built into you now.
Yeah.
What do you think with that was there a turning point that it kind of just all clicked, that it made sense, and that was kind of building who you were going to be outside? Was there someone that was just really influential for you once you got to school that kind of helped you with that?
There was I don't even know, honestly.
There's always some point that it doesn't seem overwhelmingly busy, or there's a person that kind of molded your character in that point.
I think that after sophomore season, I was just this is what you have to do. It's never going to get not busy. And I also hung out with a lot of the older guys, obviously, and they just never complained. The older guys I hung out with, they just never bitched. Quaddy, Roll, Ed, Taurus, Rock, Malik.
The only time I ever heard you guys bitch is when we were in there Sunday morning for a lift after game.
Literally, because your body hurts and we have to lift or do yoga.
And you're out celebrating. You're dude, I remember people had their hood on. Their hands are in their hoodie doing fast feet. Like, just not wanting to be there at all.
That
Because they give you
warm-up-
the day off on Monday.
On
Like, once on
Monday.
Monday, you still got to
Yeah.
go to class.
Exactly. So I think they did that on purpose, to be honest.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
It is really, really good for your body after a game to get up and get
To
that
move,
blood flow.
yeah, to move,
but with
yeah.
the alcohol probably mixed in there and like the 2 hours of sleep, you know, it's
Yeah.
probably not ideal. I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine waking up. Like, a hangover itself sucks.
Yeah.
Hangover after a football game's got to be a different
And
level.
then we'd have some teammates that would walk in not even hungover. They're still drunk.
Oh.
They're still drunk.
The deval lift, because the people that didn't play would come in an hour before, and it's like 8 a.m. and they're just like, they didn't play, so they're
Yeah.
feeling good to go out and stay up
Yeah.
late, and they
Oh,
come
yeah.
in and they're lifting earlier, and they're like, I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah.
getting drunk off people's breath.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that honestly, yeah, I think it's who you surround yourself with. If
Yeah.
you surround yourself with a group of guys that complain all the time, you're just gonna naturally just complain. And honestly, if I'm gonna be real, like the people I was closest with was Ed, and Ed is a worker. Like,
Yeah,
he's just a
still
worker.
to this day.
Yeah, he just works. Like, he doesn't cry about anything. He doesn't complain. Taurus is a worker. He's a grinder. Like, Taurus is like a savage.
Fucking
Yeah, he's just always gonna go at it. He doesn't care. So, and Quaddy too. Quaddy's a worker. You know, like, those guys don't complain. Like, they don't complain. So I just never felt the need to really complain that much. Like, there's obviously days where you get, annoyed, but like, I just never.
well, they're all older than you, right?
Yeah.
So they leave. You
Yeah.
come towards the end of your career now. Now you're the guy.
Yeah.
Was that like a pressure? Now it's my time to lead, and it's a little bit extra, or was it like, that's my time? Like, bring the guys, and you're ready to go, and you're
Yeah, I
excited for
mean,
the opportunity.
It was definitely pressure because my junior year, I had to, mentally, I had a tough year because I was coming off injury. I tore my meniscus.
Probably a physically tough too, because you were like 250, weren't you?
Yeah, I ended up being like 240, just tough year,
Thick boy.
Yeah, I was like, it's just a tough year. So I had to like get myself out of that mental funk, and then also not be inappropriate and just be able to lead by example. I liked the guys who led by example. Like, there were, and I'm not coming at anyone who does lead with words. Like, Kalitro was a guy who led with words. Tano was a lead by example guy. Like, he wouldn't say anything, but you would see him working his ass off, and you'd just be like, all right, like, let's
max
go
that.
hard. Yeah, let's go hard. Like, and if he's doing it, I could do it too. He's freaking starting and about to play on Sundays. Why am I not good enough to do that, So, yeah, I think I got myself out that mental funk. And once I did, I think that it just came naturally to be like, dude, why complain? Like, I get to play football, and I'm about to go into my senior year. This was me going into my senior year. And I know I'm not bad. So I know I'm going to be doing well. So why am I going to complain? Like, I'm going to have fun with this. And I think that I just naturally just went into the role. And honestly, a lot of the younger, and I was really cool with the younger guys too. And I think that when you start a relationship with them early on, it's not even hard to be a leader.
No, because they're gonna trust you.
Yeah, they just trust you. They just follow. If you're going hard, they're just gonna naturally just go hard.
Did you ever go out of your way to like take some younger guys who you thought had potential but was kind of wasting it away and bring them under your wing?
Yeah,
Because you've said twice now at both levels, your freshman and sophomore year of high school, older guys took you in, you learned from them.
100%.
In college, same thing.
Yeah, literally.
Were you like, I need to pass that on to someone?
Yeah, I just always wanted to pass wisdom down because I wasn't a real. I would go out and party, but I was never really a drinker. I don't know why. Like, it's just I don't like the taste of it, so I'm just never gonna. I don't really like it. So, there's this kid Forrest Ryan, and he's killing it right now at Villanova. He did not drink or smoke or anything. He didn't go out, and he ended up being my little brother, and I thought that we weren't gonna click because he is a white dude from rural Pennsylvania, and I'm a black guy from urban New York. So I was like, I don't know.
You must attract those dudes, dude, because we're boys.
Yeah, what the freak is this? Yo, that's funny. But he was just like, me and him would have conversations, like hour-long conversations, especially during the summer when we all lived in South Campus on that dorm. We would just sit in the room, just talk, just chill. And he'd be like, yeah, like, what do I do for this? And he was already a hard worker. Like, he would do like 300 push-ups a night and 300 sit-ups a night before going to sleep. And he was already doing that going into college. So he was just asking for college wisdom, like just extra.
He's a running back?
He was a linebacker.
Linebacker.
We were just polar opposites, literally. They just gave him to me because they thought that would click, and it ended up working. So
it's cliche to say real knows real, but I think it's really true when it comes to like people's character, but being able to build a relationship and knowing, like you said, two completely different people, but if you're two really good people,
yeah,
and you both want similar things, like he wanted knowledge, you always wanted knowledge, you wanted to pass it down.
Exactly.
So like it doesn't matter if he played fucking baseball, dude.
Exactly.
Like you still would have been able to help him out in some areas.
Something, yeah, exactly.
And that's the cool shit about sports, right?
Everything's bouncing off each other.
And it's a cycle, because that dude's doing that same thing to someone else right now.
Exactly.
He's going to be passing that down until the end of time.
Exactly.
And
it's
I think
gonna be beautiful.
And you have to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
But that's the awesome part about like that brotherhood piece of it. So you got caught up a little bit, but I like that. So you finished your senior year. Boom. Had a good senior year. Then what?
I had a decision whether to stay on campus and train there and get my degree, or leave and get my degree after. I decided to stay there. That is one regret I have. That I should have probably just left to train somewhere else to prepare for my pro day better. But I didn't, and I was still fit, but I wasn't as well prepared as the other guys who did leave.
You didn't know about FT at the time?
No, literally. I don't think I went to Fast Twitch before that.
No.
Yeah, never did. So I literally just wasn't prepared. I had a pro day and I did well in all of the football drills, cone drills, catching the ball, all that. Testing, I did not do well.
Didn't bench well. Didn't 40 well.
I had 15 reps on the bench, which is not shitty, but it's not like.
Don't tell TP that, dude.
Yeah, no, Taurus knows though. He does know. Like he 100% knows. Like I'm pretty sure he made a comment.
I'm pretty sure that's like his profile picture on his Instagram. Like Forbes only got 15 on bench.
Yeah, he knows like 100%, and it's like embarrassing in a way, but like it's not embarrassing where. Like, I would lie about it. It's embarrassing when I just want to make up for it, you know?
You feel like you were unprepared. Like, you're embarrassed because you were unprepared. If you usually could get 10 and you trained to get 15, you'd be okay with 15.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I could have, if I was prepared, I probably could have got like 20.
What were you do? Because you were still on campus, so you're just training with the team. But there's a difference if you're training for a season and if you're training for a pro day.
Very, very different. There's like certain things where you know how to, there's things
they're drastically,
to
for
manipulate.
people that don't know, like, people are just like, well, just go work out. It's going to change.
No.
If you know a date that you need to do something on, you can peak and periodize for that day.
Literally.
That's why they had that group when the combine day, or with like Tano, Calitro, Hittner, like they would all have a separate program in there for it.
Yeah. So I didn't really prepare well. And I regret it a little bit, but it's what happens, So
well, that was a transition time between strength coaches at the school too.
Yeah,
right.
It was the first year of Tucker. Yeah.
I talked to Coach Tuck. He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
Really smart coach, but he probably didn't know even too much about you prior to that.
Yeah, exactly. I think we met like that summer. The summer before my senior year, So it was we didn't know each other well. So it was still like a different dynamic, but he did his best. Like I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, hell
I just
no.
blame myself, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows how serious you were taking it at that time?
Exactly,
you didn't know.
Exactly.
So you went through your pro day, no calls, or
I got a call from the Dolphins and the Jets like the day before the draft, and I was like, okay, like at least they have me on their board still. But yeah, no calls like after the draft, no like no workouts. I had a what's it called? There's like something called a local day, and I was invited to the Giants local day, and I performed really well there. And the running back coach talked to me there, but he probably went back to my numbers.
Yeah,
and it was like
because those numbers on your pro day,
it's there forever, So it's like he was probably like, "What the hell?" He's like, I probably didn't look like I was running that because after the pro day, I hit like a rude awakening, and I went like I hit a diet, then I hit up the Villanova track coach. The Villanova track coach helped me a lot. He's like world renowned, and I didn't even know it because I could have done it earlier.
He's been
there forever.
Yeah.
And he has had like Olympians. Like he's the guy, and he helped me get my 40 time down, help my form. Like he helped me get my start down. Like he was the reason why I lost weight and got really fast. And even now, the technique I run with now is from him. So I give him credit for my 40-yard dash right now, to be honest. So I hit him up, and then I gave it a couple of months to see if I heard anything. Didn't hear anything. So then I went to a spring league, like showcase, and it was in Atlanta, and I performed very well there. And I got a couple calls from there, but didn't get anyone pulling the trigger. So then I went to not a showcase, but I went to the spring league. Like they have a league where it's like 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and I did that. And then I got a couple calls from arena football teams, and that wasn't what my sight was set on. But at the end of the day, like, what, am I too good to go play arena football?
Or that was probably that was decision time for you, right?
Exactly.
Keep chasing your dream of getting to the pros and understand this is just a detour in the roadmap, essentially, or you throw it in then. Clearly, you weren't ready for that.
Exactly.
What was that decision process, or was it fucking easy?
It was easy to a point, but it wasn't the easiest decision because I was like, okay, like arena football is not the highest level of football. It's not really what I want to do. And I was like, realistically speaking, can I move up levels from arena football? And the team I'm on right now, yeah, like there's definitely opportunities. You know, they have like channels and connections and pipelines like to other Canadian teams and NFL teams. So like, I think that if you want something bad enough and you work hard enough and you do everything you can, like exhaust every opportunity, like, and I feel like I didn't yet. So
people don't realize how fucking young you are, dude. Like you're 23 years old.
Yeah.
First of all, so you've already been out for a year.
Yeah.
So your body, you don't have the mileage on your body right now, but you're also only 23. The majority of people that are going to play red shirts, so they're coming out at 23 regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
And you still have and especially with your style where you're a student of the game, I mean, you're still learning stuff every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes like one thing to click and then go and be in the right fit, be in the right system to get a look, and then you run from there.
Literally.
And looking back, I mean, you can go punch the clock for someone else for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like if you look back when you were 30, like I should have done it. You know, when you're a little, when you're washed up, if you're not playing anymore, you'd be like, I should have fucking done it.
Exactly.
I have that still to this day with baseball.
Yeah.
I got some opportunities to go play independent ball. I said no, so I wanted to go start it, and I'm like, if I tried to throw a baseball now, my arm would fall off, and I regret doing that now. Yeah. So I think those are decisions too that people don't see.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that it's people like you and people I'm close with that tell me stories about, oh yeah, I regretted not doing this or I regretted not doing that. Like, why would I even want to live with any type of regret, you know? So why not just do it? Like, go for it. I could.
Especially, you're fucking good.
Exactly. Like, it's not like I'm not blindly, just chasing something out of nowhere. Like, I'm chasing something that is attainable, and like I could get it.
Do you feel more prepared now than you ever have been?
Yes. That's why I was gonna get into that. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Because like me now, compared to me out of college, is completely different.
You're jumping out the gym right now.
Yeah, like my vertical is really high. I'm way faster. I'm stronger. I've leaned down. I don't know. I think that I'm more prepared than ever right now.
How much are you itching to put the pads on and get a ball in your hand?
Oh my God. That's why I'm so excited about next week. Like it's gonna be a fun time. And I think that I'm going to show out, but I think I'm gonna show why, like, honestly, I'm gonna do very well. Like I'm just gonna show why I'm there.
Do you talk to me a little bit about, it seems like you have a really good understanding of the need to train, the need for right nutrition, the need for, so you're here for 6 hours a fucking day.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing the recovery boots, you're eating right, you're training hard, you're training specific.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about, and a lot of it now is on your own.
Yeah.
Talk to me about grasping that concept of how important that is instead of just kind of letting your natural ability lead you.
That's probably, honestly, that's the reason why I didn't leave to go train somewhere else because I didn't grasp that when I first was getting out of college. Once I left college, I was like, dude, like there are guys who are literally dedicating their lives to this. Like I can't just put 2 hours in and think that I'm gonna get the same things out of it as they are. So I was like, you know what? I just need to put my head down and do everything I can. Like don't half-ass it. You have to put every resource into what you want to do. You know. So that's when at first which was tough was quarantine hit. I was running. That's why I lost so much weight.
Yeah,
I was running 3 times a day because I couldn't lift anywhere. Like nowhere was open. And then stuff started opening up, and I think that the guys started coming here.
Yep.
And I started seeing that on the story, and they invited me to come here for like a Villanova like reunion.
Yeah.
Like we all lifted here. And then I was like, I like lifting here. It's only a 40-minute drive. Like, I'm willing to drive 40 minutes. It's not bad. It's a straight shot. And I was like, they know exactly what they're doing here. I could get training from trainers instead of lifting by myself at like a Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
Why would I not use this resource and people that know me and like me and are willing to help me? So, yeah, that's why I came in here.
We don't like you that much. No, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. No, when you guys all come back, I mean, for me, it's like you get to relive some of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
Hang out with you guys. You guys keep me young, keep me hip. Saying the right fucking...
You're lucky you have a daughter now. You're lucky that you can...
It makes the corny shit okay, because I'm a fucking dad,
right.
right? I'm not just some loser fucking hitting the fucking
like
whatever
you were like, I don't know, like 12 months ago. Like...
I've always been to that shit. You just didn't see that. No, me and Rick were up in the office doing that shit.
Doing dumb crap.
I'm going to be with Rick tomorrow.
Are you? Oh, snap.
Down in Austin.
He's such a cool dude. He's funny as hell, too.
You're smart as shit.
Yeah, no, I don't. I see it off his, like, Instagram. Like, the way he just talks about. I'm like, this guy didn't... But you knew he was smart at Villanova, too. Like...
I think he was your age right now.
Yeah, he told me he was young.
He graduated Bloomsburg, I think that was his first internship after. Whereas, like, I had coached... I was, like, 26. He was 23.
Yeah, he told me he was young. Like, he got straight out of college and got Villanova,
and he was there before me, so he was taking the lead more until implementing some of the structures. When Cox left, obviously everything we learned was from Cox. Yeah. But he took it and ran. And that's the importance of... I mean, look, there's a huge market. I mean, you see also how much some of these big-time strength conditioning coaches are getting paid at these big schools. Yeah. Like, there's a difference between just working out and then training specifically.
Yeah, 100%.
And a lot of it falls, especially right now, if you're not with a team, a lot of it falls on you to figure that out.
Exactly.
Which is why I like when you guys would come in, we'd have the vert talks, we'd talk about the training and stuff, because there's a lot of different things little shit that you can pick up.
Yeah, that will help you go a mile.
And like now you know why we were making you drink that shitty stuff at Brack.
Like, yeah, literally. That is... You didn't realize it, though. You would just be like, okay, like, I'll drink it. Yeah, but, like, that really helped you. That really helps you. Like, not catch a cramp or just hydrate you more. It's just the little things that'll just help you. All
that shit, like, the little pieces add up.
Yeah.
Your mindset through this, obviously from the outside in, it's motivating. I admire it. I'm very impressed by it. What do you think? Do you think there'll be any challenges or anything that you're nervous about? Kind of now going away again somewhere you've never been, people you haven't been around, coaches who don't know you that well, strength staff that doesn't know you. Is there anything a challenge that you're ready to take on, or anything, or do you think it just kind of comes in stride for you?
I feel like there's challenges everywhere, you know? And I feel like if I were to be like, oh, no, like, there's not going to be a challenge, like, I'd be very naive to say that. Like, there's obviously, there may be a coach, and now the head coach for the Iowa Barnstormers, the one that recruited me, he got a better job, so he's gone, so it's a new head coach. So, honestly, he doesn't know me, and he may not think that I'm good, so I have to prove it to him that I'm good again, and that's what I'm going there to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So any challenge that comes my way, I'm just going to hit it head on and then try to kill it.
It's hard to fucking read you sometimes because you're very laid back. Like, you know, especially for, like, you got to be somewhat of an extrovert to be a big-time football player, right? Yeah. So, but the way you go about your business, you don't talk about it. You don't talk about when you're sore. Don't talk about when you're tired. Don't talk about when you're nervous. Don't talk about it unless I tell you it's 70 rep squat Tuesdays. Then you're like, I'm fucking out. Yeah. But for the most part, we don't really know. So And it seems like that's like it's your mindset of just, it's going to come. I'm going to fight through it. I've been proving it to myself since you were younger, been proving people wrong the whole time. And now it's just another step in the journey.
Yeah, that's literally, honestly, exactly what it is. I like, no challenge really scares me. I just have to get it. Like, I know I could do it. It's all mental.
And it's football.
Yeah.
You know football.
Exactly.
You know what the fuck you're doing out there.
Exactly. So
the biggest challenge probably being in Iowa.
Shit. Definitely. Yeah,
I don't even know how cold it gets. Oh, you're going to, it's going to be warm.
It's going to be Des Moines, yeah. And it's warm summertime, so hopefully, yeah.
So when's the season start there?
May 15th. Yeah, May 15th is our first game. So
May 15th.
Yeah.
You guys come out here at all?
We have one game in Massachusetts in June or July.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, June and
The
July.
glory land. The glory, the God's country.
That's what they call it?
That's what I call it. That's what I call New England.
Oh,
I just
my
call it
God,
God's
dude.
country.
You guys are weird ass people over there.
Fucking, how about the, oh, you're a Mets guy. No, you're a Yankee guy.
Yankee guy.
They're trash right now.
TP's a Mets guy. Yeah, no, the Yankees are struggling. We're not talking about that.
You're a Pirates guy.
No, hell no. This is a nice hat.
If you had, I always like to get this, if you're talking to yourself 10 years ago or 8 years ago when you started really football, or if you're talking to a younger kid, similar situation, what advice would you give him, to succeed through this that you either learned about yourself along the way or, learned
Honestly,
throughout the process?
My advice would be to honestly just you have to critique yourself and know your weaknesses, and every challenge that comes to you is not going to break you, you just got to fight it, and it's going to make you stronger. And also you just got to you just be a good person. And I learned that from a younger guy with Cov.
Yeah.
Justin, he's just like, if I see Cov's face, I can't not smile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cov brings light to a room. Like, he's just always happy. I've never seen Cov like really down other than like 6 a.m. You know what I mean? But during the day, he's exactly.
When he's tired.
Exactly. Like, during the day, like, Cov is just that kid's just so positive all the time. Like, you can't, like, if you put positive out in the world, positivity will come back to you.
That's why he'd come in and start training like 6 months after his ACL, and I'm like, it was going. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like,
literally.
You just missed a big year of your career, but he's like, sorry, we be working.
Yeah, like, Cov is like, he's just not negative. He's just so positive all the time.
So a lot of those guys that I see from like, you, all the guys are really good, very, very humble, right? And I think that comes with a lot with like being a good person, letting up a room. Like, if you're not humble in your successes, like, all you guys play big time football. Yeah. You guys are talking to NFL teams, NFL agents. Your friends are signing for millions of dollars. It's like, you could very easily not be humble and make enemies very quickly that way and not light up the room. Yeah. So a lot of that being a good person is understanding who you are, the situation.
Exactly.
And, like, Cov was like a big time recruit, right?
Yeah, no, Cov was our he was like our DeAndre Pollard of his year. Cov has always been good at football.
He was about to win the Heisman of the 1A.
He was 100. Cov is way better than I was in college, and he still has not changed his personality. Like, Cov is a dog. Cov is one of the best running backs I've seen in college. Like, he makes good plays into fantastic, great, amazing plays. He's a big play maker. Like, I love watching Cov play.
He's a physical freak, too.
And he's a freak. He doesn't even, and that's one thing.
He don't know it.
He doesn't even know it. I was just about to say that. He doesn't even know it. He's a freak, bro. Like, he walks in and looks like
he walked in like that when he was 17 years old. I was like,
yeah,
dude.
But me and him used to run against each other in track in high school. And it was always, he would run second leg for Cardinal Hayes, and I ran second leg for Newburgh because we were both good at the 4x1. And we're both the big running back track runners. He looked like a statue. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Like, he looked like a statue. I was like I was just like bigger. He was like cut and big and fast. I was just fast and big. He's a physical specimen.
There's a crazy piece too, is like, keeping your good headspace through all that stuff, through injury.
Yeah.
Through adversity. I mean, even with all the shit going on, like you just mentioned, like being a good person, like no matter what. And like you said, I'm a white dude from the sticks of New Hampshire. Yeah. You're a black dude from New York City.
Yeah.
Be two good people still be best of friends,
Exactly.
and do the right things, have the the right values, treat people the same way, and that's when you can go in and light up a room. And
Exactly.
And it's about going back to like your character.
Exactly.
That shit always fucking prevails.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. If you give out positivity, you get positivity back. I believe that, and I think that Justin Covington is like the perfect example of that.
I miss Cov.
That's my boy. I called him last week.
They're fucking playing right now. Their seasons right now.
I think that their last game was last week. Yeah, the last game.
Did you see that pass in the game?
Yeah, Daniel Smith. He's a freaking dog.
He fucking threw it like this.
He's a dog too. He's a dog too, dude. He's an undercover dog though. Like people don't know about him, but he's a dog.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Ridiculous, and he did it on purpose. I will swear by that.
You saw him and was just like,
I will swear by that. He did it on purpose. I'm sorry. I swear by it. 100%.
Shit. All right, well, dude, I appreciate you coming on. Next time we come on, we're gonna be reviewing the 2-on-2 matchup. with Rick and I, or we'll do a dance battle off. Dude, when you come back from Iowa, I'm gonna be fucking hitting some fucking.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna bring that, then you're definitely gonna lose. Yeah,
sure. We're having a really good representation of the Nobody Sleeps dance moves across the country this weekend because Rurik's gonna be doing shit down in Miami.
Oh, he's going to Miami.
Yeah,
okay.
And we're going to Austin, so I'll be with JG.
Jesus Christ.
Just representing, hitting the woas.
What the
woes?
No, just stop. Yeah,
I'm bringing the cowboy boots. No, but I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I will have a safe trip. Be good. Run hard. Be a motherfucker.
Always.
And of course, fill your sleeves.
I got windy sleeves right now.
Oh, I'm grabbing.